Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 78 of the GP podcast. I am your homie Edgar, and with me today we have Percival.
Hey, what's up, everyone? And no matter how much technology you have, life still sucks sometimes. You still
Life
gotta wait in
still
line.
sucks. there's
We'll talk
always
about that later.
there's always a
Yep,
line. There's always a line.
there's always a line.
We gotta cross it. Gotta cross that line. Oh wait, no.
Wait a minute, not that kind of line.
Let's see. Along with Percival, we have Dwayne.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up,
Monday.
Dwayne?
It's Monday. That's what's up. It's not what's up, but that's what's up.
But that's what's up.
It's not what's up, but it is a fact.
Fact
It
that
won't-
it is indeed Monday. Is it the business? No, it's not the business.
And with
Mondays
Dwayne,
are.
Mondays are.
Or what? What do you-
Mondays are.
Mondays are.
And that is.
Man, it's these facts.
And to round out the quartet, we got Slunk right there. What's up, Slunk?
Hey, what's up? Oh shit. Ah.
In case you forgot, this is the
Sorry.
Game Illusion podcast, where every week friends get together to argue
God
about
damn it.
everything and everyone. Remember, if you want us to talk about a specific topic or subject, send in your suggestions to gameillusion@gmail.com, Instagram, or over Twitter. We're live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We're live every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific right here on Twitch. Release the podcast every Tuesday morning on gameillusion.com and wherever podcasts are available. Slunk.
They are available on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and iTunes.
And we also post to YouTube, so you can view this whenever you want.
If anybody thinks we're wrong and wants to fight us, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yep.
What are these? What are these lines that you
Okay,
guys are hating? There's
so
multiple lines being hated at different times.
okay, first
Yeah,
let
where
me
do you
bring
update
let me
at?
bring it back.
Okay.
For those that don't know, my graphics card died, right? And for some fucking reason, well, I know why, because people are trying to hoard them to either sell them for upsell them or to mine for Bitcoin. So it's super difficult to find a good graphics card right now, or almost any graphics card. Micro Center had it on their site where they had 3 in stock, right? And I tried calling them, and they wouldn't pick up. So I'm like, all right, but it says online 3 in stock, and said all the other ones were sold out, but they had these 3 ones that I wanted specifically, and some cheapy ones that are like not even worth it. So I'm like, cool. For those, Micro Center is in Tustin, so that's like about an hour and something drive for me. But like, screw it, I'm gonna go. Get there, and I'm like, I see people out front. I'm like, all right, I guess they either haven't opened or I don't know what the process is gonna be. So get in front. I'm like, oh, cool. You scan the scan the barcode, and they'll put you in queue, right? So I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. Scan the barcode, boop, boop. It tells you you are now this in line. I'm like, all right. Now we wait, and it says you will receive a text message. When's your next? Cool.
So there's no actual line.
No,
There's just
no.
a group of
So you're-
people.
you're-
out
you're
in
a
front.
digital
The
line. Again, there's another line, but this time it's digital. So I'm
Wait
like,
a
all
minute.
right. So I'm waiting.
So you
Cool.
wait. Let me not be confused as you continue this story. You
Okay.
went to the place
Yes.
to get scanned, so you can get in line back at home.
No. To get inside the building because they supposedly have 3 graphics cards in stock. I tried calling them beforehand to be like, hey,
Gotcha.
do you guys have it? They didn't answer, but it's online on their website. It says these are in stock. All the other ones are sold out. All right,
Okay.
I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get either one of any one of those
You
3.
put it on reserve. They had no reserve. You couldn't be like,
Nothing.
hey, hold it.
Nothing. You can't
I'll be
even
there.
click it and say add it and I'll pick it up. No, it's in store only.
Well, they're
It
living
says
in the
right there,
past. Go
in
on.
store only. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So now I scan the thing and I'm in line. So there's a new line. It's not a line typically where single file, but you're still in line. You're just waiting. And we're waiting. And like an hour and 5 minutes go by. And I'm like, it's kind of taking a while. And
Are other people going in?
yeah, other people are
Were
going
other
in.
people there?
Yeah, there are people, but it's spread out.
So the first person goes in, I'd be like, nah.
What is this? What was it? I was
It's taking
here.
so long.
No, here's the thing. So this is
Why
where
are
I
you going
knew.
first?
This is where I know. I'm like, all right, I need to go check because when we showed up, there was this couple with their they had matching gear. I was like, oh, this is cute, and they had a dog with their matching football gear. Fortunately, they were Seahawk fans, but who cares about that? But I'm like, all right, and I'm like, I saw them like that's adorable, whatever. And then I saw them go in, and I'm like, all right, when we got here, and I'm like, all right, they've been in there, and then I still haven't got called, and then brothers are like, fuck this. So she goes up. She goes, what number were you? I'm like 166. She goes, goes in there. Yeah, but she like you can see like and Brenda's one of the like she will not take shit, and they're like, oh, we're sorry, but yeah, but you're moved back to number 54. I'm like wait a minute, what happened? They're like, yeah, they lost your place, but don't worry, you're number 54 now. I'm like, wait, so we could have gone earlier? She goes, they messed up. All right, whatever. Finally get called. I'm like, all right, go.
How much?
Counting is hard.
How much time are we got
Counting
at
is
now?
very hard.
I'm at one. I think at this point, like 1 hour and 30 minutes.
You
Yeah.
waited
Wait,
there
wait,
for
wait,
an hour and 30
where-
minutes.
Where were you waiting? Like, were you
Out in
sitting
the parking lot.
car?
Oh, just pacing back and forth and going in the shade and then back and forth. Just because you can't do anything. You can't get in like next. I'm not gonna be next to people. There's people there. I'm like, I'm not gonna stand next to you.
For an hour and a half?
Yeah.
There's
There's
no
nothing
Applebee's
there.
buzzer.
I-
Your table is ready.
No, none of that.
No, no, that's not
your
complaining.
buzzer's a text. That's the thing. And then
You waited an hour and a half before you complained?
No. That's total. It took an hour and a half total
Oh,
to get in.
I mean,
It was an hour to complain.
It was an hour to
an
complain.
hour to complain. Now we're complaining.
Yeah, so we get in and go straight to. I was looking online, looking at the map. All right, it's supposed to be in this spot. Go in there. I see it. Go in there, and I look at it's again behind some glass panel, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, all right, it's not there. Let me go ask someone. And I go up to the guy, and I'm like, hey, I checked online. You said you had these three graphics card left. You know, I don't see it there. Is it like, can you help me out? He goes, yeah, we don't have those three. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why don't you guys update your site? Like, oh, we're sorry, we don't have that. But we have this other one that's $200 more than the one that I wanted to get. And I'm like, I don't, yeah. And I'm like, and I'm standing there and I'm this point I'm fucking pissed. And I'm like,
Been an hour.
2.5 hours
Been
in.
an hour. 2 hours. Got you.
Well,
Oh,
this-
trick in the book.
Well, there's an
And
hour
then-
drive plus the hour
and
and a
that's an
half
hour
there.
The old wait 'em out. The old wait 'em out trick. Remember
yep.
that?
And then there's that
Miami
part
Tailgate.
of me that wants to be like, fuck it, just give me that one. I'll pay the extra money. Let's go. But then there's I'm like, no, fuck that shit. This is all intentional. They're just trying to upsell me. I'm not gonna give them the pleasure of giving them my money. Fuck this, we're out. And B's all like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm pissed. But what am I gonna do? She goes, so
She goes, yup.
So
What are you
then,
gonna do?
yeah, what are we
Nothing. Go
gonna do?
back to your car.
I'm gonna cause a scene. I'm not gonna do anything, so fuck it. So we end up going back and get in the car, and I'm gonna do a Karen. And then we get back in the car, and then we had our meeting between us, and so I have to do it in the car, driving back, and I'm already pissed.
It's fun time.
But the good news is today, because every day I've been on Best Buy, you know, hopefully something comes up. And today something came up, a GTX 1660 Ti graphics card. It's not the greatest, but it's not crappy. It's like in the middle. And I asked Slunk, I'm like, Slunk, this is available right now. Pretty sure it's gonna sell out quick. Should I get it? It's like, yeah, I get it. So yay, I have a card.
Percy called me in the morning, and I'm like,
I don't
know. Don't get it.
Well, I caught Slunk first. He didn't pick up. So then I'm like, all right, I go call Edgar. Edgar knows.
Sure didn't.
Edgar just got a computer. He might know. Edgar's, I don't know.
My knowledge
Cost-
is
cost
whatever
Slunk.
Slunk left.
Yeah. Slunk built this computer, so go ask him.
And I'm like, I did call him, but he didn't pick up. But then he finally texted me back, and yeah, I got it. So,
So you spent an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. That's 3 hours plus an hour and a half waiting. So 4.5 hours.
for
To do nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing.
At least I got out the house.
Oh no.
Percy, I'm gonna need you to value your
Nothing.
time a lot more than that.
Well, I
You
got out the
deserve
house.
better. You deserve better.
I guess it's good. You guys did kind of go cruising. You guys did go cruising, you know, and
The feels
put
aren't
some
there.
miles
Though.
in your car. Make sure the oil doesn't do what oil does when you don't drive. You know. Make sure the car works.
What's your plan for next week? Where are you gonna wait for 3 hours next Saturday?
It's not all the way. It's not an hour and a half away. It's actually only 20 minutes away. So Best Buy Burbank. So yay. Now you gotta wait for the email saying it's ready. And it says supposedly by Tuesday, but I have a feeling it's gonna be delayed.
They still building
Like-
it? What the fuck? It's not there yet. Like,
No, it's not there yet. They have to ship it to that place, and then they process it, and then they're like, oh yeah, come pick it up. For some reason, why I don't know why they wouldn't ship it directly to me. That option wasn't available. It has to go to Best Buy first,
get you in. Maybe you'll buy something else while you're in Best Buy.
probably.
They're gonna
yeah.
switch it up.
They're
Oh,
They're like, oh,
hell.
they're like, sorry, oh, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but look at these TVs and monitors.
actually, the one you ordered didn't come in, but they didn't bring. They did bring these over here that are $200 more. And
Can't wait for that to happen.
Dude. Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
And then you're just gonna spend the money.
You might give up, man.
Do it. Just give in.
Yeah. Now is like
My
the
other
right time.
my other option was I was gonna just buy a whole new computer because they couldn't find the freaking graphics card.
pre-built.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pre-built computer.
But the pre-built computer would still take you like a couple of months to get in your hands.
Not all of them.
Like
Some of them.
not all of them. They're right there and available. And in
Yeah.
fact, you could probably get some from like last generation parts. People that return them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The-
man, that's now's a
Wh-
rough time.
What was crazy is you look at some of these computers and the graphics card that's in there. If you look at those online because they're sold out on eBay or on Amazon, they're going for just the graphics card is going for the same price as that whole computer that contains the graphics card. So you're like,
Yep.
what the fuck?
Yep.
They're upselling you the pre-built.
It's fucking crazy, dude. No, you're
It's
right.
fucking
It's
crazy.
crazy that you can get a whole new computer with the same part for the part that's outside the computer. It's just, it's whacked out. It's crazy. There are a lot of reasons for it, including people hoarding it when it comes out. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons for the shortages. And I really want to build a PC, but the thing is, you used to wait to build a PC when you got deals. So you bought a piece at a time when a deal would come up. And then eventually, after a couple of months, oh, I have everything. Time to build. And you saved a ton of money. But now it's just like you're waiting for prices to get to MSRP, like, or
Yep.
things to even just exist.
It just exists.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll go try
Yeah,
and
it's
build,
rough,
build the
dude. It's-
PC sales.
yeah. There is some stuff. I mean, it pops up, but anything that goes in stock with video cards goes out of stock like within minutes.
Do you need a power supply? Is that that's what's here?
The sale price is MSRP. The sale price is MSRP.
That's sad.
That's like that's what you want to get. You're like, oh fuck, I hope I get regular price today. Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
You want a pre-built Raspberry Pi 4? Huh?
A pre-built what?
Raspberry Pi 4? Huh?
I'm down. I want one. We're gonna put our new server on there, on our Pi server. Maybe we'll see if it runs.
Yeah,
We're gonna be playing Minecraft.
me and Slunk were playing Minecraft yesterday. As
There you
in,
go.
as in, we got into a world and Slunk got in and went, all right, it works. Bye.
It's like, and I'm dead.
That's the new shit, boys. We're gonna be playing Minecraft here on Twitch. Would you play Minecraft, Dwayne?
Nope. Simply no.
No.
What's that?
Not,
What,
not
what
my
is-
cup of tea.
What is your hate with Minecraft? This is
Oh, I
genuine
hate it.
questions.
It's just not. I would not enjoy myself playing Minecraft.
Because
Not in line with what I like to play.
do you like exploring open world with just going out and exploring?
I also don't like how it looks.
That's a reason.
I don't like how it looks. It probably play. I mean, I could probably enjoy it. I could probably embrace it and enjoy myself with it. But I don't know. It never.
Forcing that shit.
I played other games similar to it that looked a lot different, and I think that's probably the deciding factor ultimately. I can't.
What's the
play
game?
it. It was some PC game that I played while I was on a weird work hiatus that I can't talk about technically.
We didn't talk about the haters. We're talking about the game.
I can't remember. It was some
I
stupid.
wanna
I can't
hear about
remember.
the
I'd have to look it
haters.
up. I'd have to look it up. But it was like a survival game kind of thing. You're in a wilderness.
It's Seven Seas of Dice, the forests.
Yeah. It's none of those.
Yeah, all these
Rust.
games are
It's not. It wasn't a popular game by any means. It was just some random game a friend and I found, and we played for few days, not a few weeks.
Yeah,
This is before.
like me
This is when I was working
Mhm.
in Calabasas.
Oh, Clue.
It's a clue to what I was doing, but I can't tell you the circumstances.
Top secret.
Like so a while ago we were playing Conan on PS4, and Conan
I'd play
is.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I would play that. Sorry.
Play that, huh?
Yeah, and we stopped after our slaves were producing enough or something like that. I forgot exactly what we were doing. We had to generate slaves.
Our slaves were producing enough.
Yeah, we have to like generate slaves to work on something. I forgot what it was.
It wasn't working out.
We couldn't figure it out, and it's like, all right, we're done with that part.
It's over.
Yeah, it's good.
The thing I didn't like about that one though, because it's like a super big world, but if the person that's hosting leaves the area, you're dragged with that person instead of I'm gonna stay here and just deal with my own things while you go off and adventuring.
Yeah,
that's what I want to. That's what I want to do in Minecraft. Like, all right, we're gonna build a house real quick, can build up some weapons. All right, once we're doing that, we're gonna go over here. It's a whole thing. It's an adventure process game.
I'll check you guys out when you play.
So did anything significant happen since we podcasted last?
No.
Was there like a national emergency or events that occurred?
Ran out of graphics cards.
I watched Star Wars.
We were talking about Soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happened already.
What happened, Slunk?
The Cleveland Browns won a playoff game.
I heard.
Which is like since '94. Was that?
Been over almost 2 decades.
So that should be a sign of the end times, right?
Nah, they just got a lot of talent and it's working out. And good coaching. It's a sign that
No, man, it's a sign of the apocalypse.
I don't think so. I don't value the Browns enough to take them as a sign of anything.
It was interesting. It was like, oh, they won.
It was a thing.
That's nice.
Like, good for them. They're really good. It makes sense. That's what it was for me. It makes sense.
And their opponents it was exposed, as some people would say.
Yeah.
Not being this miracle 12-0 team run.
Dancing on people's logos. You guys saw Corvette? Corvette was trending after that game. Do you know the story behind that?
No, please explain that.
So you know Juju Smith-Schuster is, right?
Yes.
Nice. Here's a nice kid. Likes to dance a lot. Puts on a TikTok show before all his games for all his fans. Dances on logos. People don't like when you dance on logos. They consider it disrespectful.
But that's back.
Songs, Corvette. I don't know who sings it. The song sucks in my opinion, but he loves dancing to it. And after he took that ass whooping, I guess it wasn't an ass whooping, but they got beat at home. There are videos going up from the Browns playing Corvette, dancing to Corvette, like he would dance in all his little TikTok videos. And it was funny. That's like the best part of the whole thing. And the song started trending.
That's like when you take someone's like special move and you do it against them, and then it just hurts a little bit more. It's like, that's my move, fucker.
How dare you? How dare you?
Only I could do the Razor's Edge.
SmackDown. You're playing SmackDown. You build up 2 specials. You use 2, and you get to steal their move. It doesn't really do it much, and then you're like, "Why did I do that? I could have done mine twice." Anyway,
it's the intended pain. It's that mental pain. I fucked you up with your own move.
yeah. It's a slight. It's like, oh, that hurt me in my.
You got me. The bastard got me.
But yeah, so nothing outside of that. Anything else? What happened, Slunk? What else happened?
Why, would you say something big happened this week, Slunk?
I watched The Mandalorian. I'm almost done with it. I haven't finished it yet.
Just say the thing, Slunk. I know you want to get to the thing. Been dancing around this for like 5 minutes already.
So much dancing.
Yeah, a lot of juju on this beat. He's named after a song, but he couldn't have been because he's not that young. Yeah. So been big news in American history. American history was made, boys and ladies and gentlemen.
Nah.
I mean, this is going to be an event, a week, a thing that happened that's going to be written in the books. I think if you are here in the United States or not, you might have been concerned over the events that occurred in the U.S. Capitol of all places last week. And I can't believe it's been less than a week since all that shit happened.
It has been way
was
less
it-
than a week because we used to record on Tuesdays and we moved up a day. So it's been 6 days.
Yeah, it happened on the 6th, was it?
Yeah.
Was it January 6th?
The day
Was
after we
it-
recorded.
That's the day. 1/6/21. That's gonna be the day.
Well,
yeah,
all worried about governors and senators in Georgia, and then nobody cares now.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
yeah. So we had confirmation, U.S. Capitol of the electoral votes, which is a mostly ceremonial process, where Joe Biden was going to become, the electoral votes are going to get verified, like as if we don't have technology where people could just call each other and be like, yeah, that's what I said. We have to do it the old school way.
Nope. You
This
gotta
is-
carry it in.
This is
Tradition.
the
Box with horses.
this is the in the corporate world. This could have been an email. Like that's exactly what this was. Had a whole fucking
Pretty
meeting.
much.
And unfortunately, it wasn't as ceremonious simply as it is purported to be, because some people decided to object to some of the voting. You can say that was mostly, what would the word be? Mostly, like they're putting on a show because the vote's going to go through anyways. There's not enough support, but they're doing it just to show allegiance,
Semantics.
support
It's all theater.
to who? It's theater to show support to who exactly? Who are these people who are going to go up and give fiery speeches about the election? Who is that for? Who is that for? Well, it turns out it's literally for the people who are rallying outside the Capitol, down the street, being fired up the night before by no one other than Alex Jones himself, who was screaming about devils and demons inside the Democratic Party, literal demons. And then the next day, those same people who are just chilling outside, by the way, I love when people think that they are more correct because they stood somewhere cold. Like their justification for how good Trump is like, we were out in the cold. It was cold outside. That's how much Trump is good. If it was warm, Trump not good, but it was cold. Trump
Look,
good.
I stand outside for the New Year's Eve ball drop for 5 hours in the cold. All right, it was cold.
Oh, so cold.
It
So
was
cold.
Ball good, cause cold.
Ball good.
Otherwise, ball not good.
I can see this ball on TV.
Yeah, I need to feel the cold, so I can show you how legit it is. How legit I am. How legit all this is. By how much I suffer. And I'm gonna put that on display. And that's all these people are crying about. Anywho, so they gathered up, and Trump said, you have to show force, and we're gonna march down and show them a piece of our mind. And then they did. They went up to the Capitol. They broke into the Capitol. Who knows why? That's up for debate. Listen,
a lot of them didn't. A lot of them didn't. Confirmed. A lot of them didn't know why. There's video of guys saying, "I don't know what to do next."
I will say
some of them were there. There's people there with
Yeah.
them in general. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people there with like looking for something or somebody. Some stuff was stolen. A lot of stuff was stolen. A lot, like some papers were stolen, documents, I think, for who knows what.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure like about like 90% of like the people who not even the people who went, the people who were trying to go in had no idea what was the next step. At least like there was like a good percentage there where like, all right, we're gonna do this and do this and do this, but like everyone else was like, yeah, we're going in. Why? Because they're going in, so we should go in too, right? Like,
Say about half the people who got in there were like, "Oh shit, we actually got in here. What do we do next?"
let's just go to
I
another
don't
room.
know.
Let's
Who
keep
knows where
going
that
in.
go? I don't
Let's
know
keep
what's
going.
that way. I don't know what's that way, and you know that because as soon as they walked in, they stayed in the lines for people who are on tours.
Oh,
The
the
red
velvet
ropes.
ropes.
They
The
stayed inside the velvet ropes when they got in there.
Like, ooh.
Like, why?
Would you get-
They were taking a tour. They're
Like,
just taking a
you broke in here. Why are you doing that right now?
But the ropes.
Just taking
But the
just taking a nice
But the
little
ropes.
tour.
Well,
Taking a nice little tour.
Don't step outside the lines, though.
Past the ropes of lava.
Unbelievable.
I think you're right. I think there is a very, very important distinction between like those with intention and those without intention, right? Like, or at least knowing what they're backing. Unfortunately, you can't really blame ignorance to as like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Although
they're
in
really,
disparage of
really
what you're doing,
stupid.
it was very, very ignorant.
I didn't rob the
Willful.
bank. I just went with all the criminals that did.
Yeah.
Willful ignorance. Like, I didn't know they were gonna do that. I was just there.
Yeah.
What about the 2 days leading up to the place saying, yeah, we're gonna break in, we're gonna storm it. Well, I don't mean it. We're gonna like storm. Actually,
So we're
storm
just
it.
talking.
I thought it was like storming Area 51. Like it was just all talk, like, and then it happened. Idiot.
There was no running. That's how you know it wasn't like
It was a confused walk. We should go in. We should go.
There was no one running.
Well, that's part of it. In fact, I haven't watched it yet, but there's apparently a video circling around right now. Because okay, so it's been less than a week. There's a lot of information coming in. There's a lot we could talk about. We could talk about how like the people who are distancing themselves quickly as they can from a lot of the perpetrators of this because they understand like, oh, all that shit we were talking as representatives, as Congress people, it kind of like is coming to bite us in the ass. Like a lot of us said it would, like people who have a brain knew it would. And, but I don't really want to talk about that. What I find interesting is what's happening like today, like what's happening 5 days later are the arrests that are happening. The people who probably walked in there confused are now getting stopped at airports and they're on no fly lists. These people are on no fly lists, risk of what's it called? Their flight risks. And these people have tried to fly home after this week and have been stopped at airports and arrested. A lot of them. And I think it was like 20 something outside of the capital have been arrested. So let me see if I could find it.
Yeah, today I was just watching a bunch of videos of just people getting kicked off of planes and people getting arrested, and there's just one good one of they called me a terrorist.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard when I saw that.
That's such a good video.
What is it?
It's
Play stupid games,
Yeah.
win stupid prizes. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like,
But
there's consequences for your actions.
It's a thing though. They don't even know they're playing this game. It's just we're gonna go and we're gonna just live our best lives and then go back home and then sell a car and then.
Yeah. How many of these people thought they were just gonna go do this shit, get rowdy, do whatever the fuck they wanted, go home and go back to normal? What?
It's like what happens in DC stays in DC, dude.
You gotta go to Vegas on a bender, bro. Like, what are you doing? Everyone saw you. There's footage everywhere. What?
Dude, I won big at DC, dude.
I came back with a podium.
I came back with the
All
podium.
your friends like, oh man, I can't wait to tell you the stories when I get back.
God. Answer in there, dude. You are not gonna believe it. I'm smoking weed inside the Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
You got people's
Um,
spouses turning them in.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious. The ex-wife.
Yeah.
Robin?
So, one of the dudes that was in there that was in gear with a helmet, the ex-wife saw him, saw a picture of him, and she turned him in. She called. I think she contacted the authorities, and yep, like that's my ex-husband.
The one I saw that made me laugh was there was the pretty disturbing picture of the guy who's all covered up and he has the zip ties and
Yeah.
he had like I don't know if it was like a stun gun or a regular gun on his hip. So the way he got caught is that his mom went with him and she wasn't covered or anything.
No.
Oh,
How much Call of Duty do you think that guy plays?
He's been staged like 3-4 times already. He's like, I need a new challenge.
How many times did he prestige the Call of Duty? I got bored. That's why he's there.
God,
Mom,
Too good. Too good.
Another thing that made me laugh is all these people thought shaving their beard was gonna save him too, because everyone that got caught, like when they were there, all bearded up, and then you see the mugshots, they're all clean shaven. Like, yeah, but you can still know it's you, fucker. Like, that's not gonna help you.
It's like I'm an enemy of the state. I gotta cut it off. Did you find the thing you're looking for, Slunk?
No, I saw my friend's page, but he posts a lot of political shit, so I'm scrolling.
That's like
I'll
like
find
this situation is fucked up. You know, it's ridiculous how
Yeah.
what all the stupid is happening. But at least there's a little bit of decency coming through. Like not that much because there's still everything we could talk about, like the way they treated Black Lives Matter compared to this, and the way it's so dumb. Like all the like people are saying like where are all the police? Well, they're in the crowd. They're all in there.
All right, I
Wait.
found it.
Go for it, Slunk.
I'm gonna read it. It's a post on 4chan. It looks like.
Yeah.
It says, imagine spending the better part of the last 5 years having your brain and ego melted by uninterrupted /pole exposure, flying to Washington in the middle of a pandemic to hear Trump whine about Oprah and Mike Pence at a rally, marching up to Congress on his orders to smash shit and then mill around aimlessly. You go home and hear that Biden won anyway, and all of your favorite Twitter news sources named like Patriot Newsman of the West with avatars of Roman statues have posted your photo online and are labeling you a gay communist Antifa actor. Then the next day, the God Emperor you pasted into Warhammer memes puts out a video cooking himself and bending the knee. I'm sorry, those are heinous acts, but please let me tweet you again, Jack. You can't leave DC because the airlines have dubbed you a flight risk. You can't stay because the cops are actively looking for you after one of their own died. Your roommate at the only hotel that would accept you is a guy named Based_Kekistan 1488 who wants to show you his Goblin Slayer torrents. The sun is going down. And you're getting cold.
That's the start of a new game right there. Let's go.
Talk about adventure.
Yeah. Where am I going to sleep tonight?
Real adventure now, buddy.
You know, and there's been a lot said about the censoring, right? And I was kind of wanting to like go into that a little bit, since we've laughed at all the people getting arrested enough. Maybe not.
What do you mean
Sure, I could laugh some more. But there's a lot. The talk today, the talk of the town, the talk of the town.
Damn you, Twitter.
Is that Twitter banned Trump and Twitter indefinitely, right? Like your account's like fucked. Get the fuck out. And then I guess soon thereafter, the open free speech social media platform called Parler had its app removed from Apple. First they threatened and then removed it. Google Play then removed it. And then Amazon Web Services said, yeah, dog, you're out. We're not serving you up.
That's my favorite part. It's cool taking it off of Apple and Google, but Amazon said, you know what? Fuck this shit. We're taking this shit completely off.
I heard it's down because they're being like all their stuff's being researched right now. I saw some kind of post about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So
go for it, son.
Go ahead.
there's so much shit, dude. There's
Mhm.
like there's not. This isn't linear. This isn't linear. This
It's
splinters
hard.
out into it.
It's so much
It's
to
hard.
cover. It's like, all right, we're gonna start right here. People are heading to DC, and then oh my god, and then all right, there's a bunch of information coming out of it.
I've had a hard time working this weekend and this week because it's just been so much interesting information and unique stuff. Just continues again. This just happened 5 days ago. This is like ongoing. Like you're seeing more footage. You're seeing more shit that people are saying. Like I'm gonna steal this from Hassan, but basically, you know, conservatives are getting banned on social media and people are getting upset about that and they think it's because these platforms are liberal, but if you go look into it, it's because MAGA warrior 339 it said we should go to the Capitol with bigger guns and kill Pelosi. Like that's why they're getting banned. It's not because they're conservative. Killing Congress people isn't a conservative viewpoint, and people are defending
it's up there with
viewpoint because
abortion.
They're being
and then
hypocrite. They're just trying to
tax cuts on the wealthy. Like people are defending the idea of freedom of speech, but they're not really understanding the detail of who they're defending. Yeah, it's like saying freedom of speech should allow child pornography. Like that's awful. That's terrible. No, it shouldn't. Nobody's agreeing to that.
Freedom of speech that allow me to yell fire in the theater. God damn it! Like, no, there's certain rules and things.
Don't get on plane and yell bomb, bro. Like, what are you doing? No.
I can say whatever I want. I'm an American heir. God damn it!
I'm an American heir. Yeah.
Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences, and people seem to forget that all the time.
But that's not even the fucking amendment. That's not even the Constitution. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, you could argue quite easily, I would say, that what everybody's advocating for is actually forcing a private entity to do. The government would then be forcing a private entity to do something. So the idea is that the government can't threaten you or punish you for saying things specifically and usually against the government, right? Like the idea is that the government can't silence you. So journalists can post things, anybody can say what they want about the government and not be punished for it. Obviously, death threats don't fall under that protection.
Well, I'm like saying, if I send Slunk a letter with a death threat, and I'm gonna get in trouble for it because I sent death threat. Right? Those are the only three things you need to learn.
But you're right, Edgar. But you're right.
By my right. God.
Yeah. And I guess like I don't know, dude. There's some shit I've heard on the news, and this is what I mean. Like I understand media is biased. Like I understand people can go on news and say shit, and they'll say shit where even liberal news where I'll be like, I don't know about that. Like one thing I heard today was that I guess on these platforms, people are sharing their MAGA pride, they're sharing their love for Trump, they're sharing their love for that movement. And then there are people that are organizing on the same platforms in the same circles, saying that, things that like they're going to kidnap and murder politicians. And that idea originates as a QAnon prophecy that this is supposed to happen this way. The awakening that everybody talks about isn't just knowledge, but it's actually events that are planned out. And part of those events, according to this guy on the news, is part of the thing is like they're going to kidnap and kill the politicians. That's part of the awakening. I don't know if that's true. That's what I mean. I don't know. So I was researching and I couldn't really verify that. And that's what I mean. It's like I get it. You have to be very careful. But there's few people on the internet that I do kind of blindly trust because they have that same sort of cynicism or skepticism towards everybody, all the media, But it also doesn't mean that I think that you should go kill somebody because you think they're a lizard person, which it happens. It happens. I'm not joking. It's not a joke. People do that shit. It's real. And these conspiracy theories and these people get radicalized and motivated to go out with guns and do something and look for an excuse to do something through these websites, through these circles, through these places that are getting banned. And if you're a supporter of QAnon, if you're a supporter of these movements, but you're like, but not that part, you're still propagating the same beliefs and thoughts that that these people are putting into the circle without reforming it. You know, you have no intention to reform it, and neither do these politicians to support these movements because it keeps them in power. You know, it keeps them in power. So that's why they're down. They're down. They're down in name and in to play this action of like, you know, supporting Q. They say some nice stuff about me. You know, Trump has said that before. And to him, he's the savior. He's literally the savior. You know.
Dude,
So of course he loves that shit. But as
the,
soon as one of them picks up a gun and goes try to kill somebody, oh, I know those guys are bad people.
seeing the people
I mean-
like the people that are supporting Trump, not I don't want to call them Republicans because they're it's so much.
There's a line forming in that group.
Yeah,
There's a third party where it's like
there's
they're not
conservative
quite-
and then there's the Trump, and I'm like,
yeah.
they intersect a lot, but it's not all of them, but it's still like be responsible for your people and like I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
I already forgot the point I was gonna make.
Yeah.
Didn't this happen before with the Tea Party as well? Tea Party right before, was it like 8 years ago? And they had their own shit. And I think they got back in their party, and now they
know.
got right, and now they went batshit crazy again and splitting.
It's the same people.
It's the same people. Just
Yeah,
got
it's the same
crazier.
people.
Same shit, different name.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it went from Tea Party, and then the liberal response was Occupy Wall Street, and then now it's MAGA, and some would argue that Antifa and BLM are then the opposite of MAGA, but I never really understood that because that's like a one issue, very clear issue thing, versus like like these people who walk into the Capitol aimlessly. What are you mad about? I don't know, brother. I don't know. I'm just angry shit.
Ah,
I felt it. I
we
felt
gotta
someone
take it.
kneeling. I felt it. I felt someone kneeling down here.
Yeah, we gotta take it. We gotta take America back. Back.
From
Back
what?
from what? Like who has it? These commies, man. We're literally communists now. We're literally communists. Oh, so the proletariat has ownership over the production of means? Is that what you're saying? I mean, what do you mean we're communists? Like, I don't own any companies.
Look,
Do you?
I could barely,
Last I checked, I'm pretty poor, bro. What are you
I barely know what an actual communist government is. I'm pretty sure we're not in one. I think I have to look into more detail to see if we're in a communist country.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, it doesn't feel very different than what what I'm used to.
Signs you are in a communist.
I'm genuinely curious what comes up.
What are the telltale
That's
signs
a good one.
that a country is entering? It's from Quora from 2015. Thank you, internet.
What's up, Cora?
Let's see.
Yeah, I like this one. I like this one. This one of the people that's getting arrested. It's a white lady, blonde hair with a black bandana and a red jacket. And it says when you voted for a travel ban and you end up being part of the travel ban.
Dude, that's one of the hilarious things about this. That
That's right. Before we go to the
go
thing that you're
ahead.
mentioning, I want to mention one more thing about Parler. Which again, this is just
There's just
it's
so
just
much.
coming in, just coming in, baby. My friend shared a meme that says, "Let's toast to the software engineers who convinced the Parler team to store everything in URLs that iterate a single integer variable."
Damn.
So all their shit, all their information was so easy to hack that before Amazon Web Services took it down, apparently somebody was able to download all the private information very easily by bypassing authentication because it wasn't that hard to do. And apparently this is a website, and I don't know how this worked, but apparently this is a website where people would submit copies of their social security to verify that they were citizens. So if this information was stored, it is likely now in the hands of hackers. Yeah, it's a fucking shit show. And I told my friend who posted that, I was like, so Amazon pulling the plug was probably a good thing if they didn't manage to grab it all.
Jeez.
It's awful, dude. It's a shit show. And then there was like Republican representatives in the government that were posting like very neutral, very PC shit on Twitter and on Facebook, and then posting like the fiery, incendiary shit on Parler. And it's like, bro, don't you know people just go here and like screenshot this? Like, what the fuck? Like, did you think nobody could go in and read this?
Forgot to use the alt account, man. Didn't go incognito, you know?
Yeah, dude. It's like, you have to explain to these fucking boomers what a burner is. It's just a shame. It's a fucking shame.
It's that VPN going, you know? Can't find me.
Like, how to burner account on Google. What's a burner account? I'm sorry, you were saying, Edgar, communist?
Yeah, what's one of the signs? Let's try to figure this out.
This is like real like communist stuff. I don't even know these words.
Oh, kind of boring. Not very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's not like a top 5. There's like
there's a top 10, but there's outline the following 10 points: abolition of property and land, application of all rent of land to public purposes. It's all your shit is now our shit, pretty much.
Like, you made that, okay. I made that.
Heavy progressive or graduate
we made that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, right. We made that.
No, it's we made that. We made it. It's not even you made that. They're not gonna acknowledge that you made anything.
Yeah.
Confiscation.
Confiscation.
I was like, confiscation. I'm not read these shit out. These are words I don't read. I don't read confiscation of the property of all immigrants and rebels. The rebel Star Wars. Equality, equal liability of all labor and establishment of industrial armies, especially for agriculture. That's when it gets into. I should have paid attention in government, you know. Like.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, to be honest. Yeah, communist takeovers aren't as simple as tweeting and.
Oh, they made a nice little table for me. Wait up. Attributes, factors of production are owned by everyone. That is communist.
Okay.
Factors of production are valued for usefulness to people. Okay, this thing doesn't make sense. From each according to his. That's the attribute.
Huh? Yes.
I'm done. See, that's why we're not communists. We can't even understand what it is.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I don't think that's us.
No, it definitely is not us. Not even close. Nobody's proposing that I own part of Jamba Juice. You know, like I want to just go into Jamba Juice and go give me my peanut butter and banana protein shake that we made.
It's like you own 1/1000th of 1% of Jamba Juice. You get that much of Jamba Juice daily.
That's fine.
That's a lot of Jamba Juice.
Yeah. So okay, let me pose this question to you guys. And I think I find it as a very simple question, but a very interesting question. What, if anything? Okay, so the conversation is about censorship and whether or not things should be censored. What, if anything, should be censored? In public
domain.
Domain forums and stuff.
What should and shouldn't be censored in public domain?
What should be censored?
Let's go with the obvious. Let's go with murder. Murder should be censored, right?
Gratuitous violence.
Gratuitous violence.
Should be censored.
And why?
Just rough, dude.
Like why?
I don't want children should not see gratuitous violence. It's simple, right?
I don't want to see it. Fuck that.
I also do not want to see it.
Fuck the children. I don't want to see this
Yeah.
shit.
Don't note to everyone who may or may not know me. Do not send me violent bullshit. I don't care.
I don't want to see
Even
faces of
like the
death on my
fight
Twitter
videos?
feed. You know.
Unless they're funny crime face videos, I'll watch
Hold up.
those because
Let me send you something real quick.
those are funny. Only send me crime face stuff. Also, I don't use Instagram anymore. Anyway, continue. Anyone else? What else?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, well, the why I think is interesting. So, because the question is, well, okay, so we're gonna censor gratuitous violence because it will cause people to be violent, or because it will cause
It's traumatizing.
it's
Traumatizing.
traumatizing.
It can be traumatizing for children. It can I guess it can lead to it could be a violent influence. It could be considered that.
Mm-hmm.
For younger people,
Yeah.
I guess, who can't discern the difference.
I don't even care about
They-
like language. Like language, I don't should be like barely censored. Except for like the
Not
big
on the list.
ones.
Language.
Huh?
Language is not on the list then.
No, just like
cuss words.
yeah, like I'm getting like the cuss words. I'm like, whatever. Who cares? Say shit. Say fuck. Say cunts. Go hard. You know. It's the shit to put people down. Like I mean, I'll be saying like, don't say the N word. Don't say the bad F word. We can say fuck. We don't say the gay F word. That's a no no.
Because you don't want to give people the ability to attack others based on their
I
sexual
want you to hate.
orientation.
I want you to hate someone based on them as a person. Don't hate them on things that they represent or that they are. Like
As
like,
an individual.
yeah. I don't hate Dwayne because he's
Hate them.
black. I hate Dwayne because he's bad at Apex. Like
Valid. That's very valid and not good.
But it's like I think when people get really upset and they get the sensitive censorable conversation is when people add that modifier, right? Where they go, like, you're annoying me, you're making me mad, you annoying blank. And then that's when it's like, you just drag the whole race or type of person into this because they make you feel uncomfortable, and that's the modifier. That's not an identifier. It's like you didn't need to say that.
we're all having a good time hating
And
on this guy on the things that they were doing, not based on what he is. And now you ruined it. You ruined it.
I think a part of it is generalizing a person is insulting.
okay.
Right.
Anything else?
What do you mean generalizing? As in
like you fit into this category, so you're like this.
Oh, okay.
I think
Prejudice.
Yeah.
So anything else?
What you got, Slunk? What you feel?
Well, I guess the argument right now that's happening is that they're censoring these people and these platforms because they're leading to violent activities. The argument is that people are being incited and manipulated into being radicalized, and then those people take those emotional responses or whatever you may say about those motivations and then acting out on them in a violent manner. And doesn't that kind of sound like a type of person who in our raising that was characterized as people who got radicalized online, became violent, and then took that violence as a response to some enemy?
Nah, that didn't
Aren't
happen.
aren't we essentially building terrorists by creating an enemy for these people who are unhappy for whatever reason? And I mean, so would these platforms be responsible for moderating that?
The platform
Or
has to be
these platforms
responsible.
I get what you're saying.
The users have to be responsible. It's everyone. It's not just the platform's part
Yeah.
because they let the users
Isn't
on
there,
there. Well, the users
isn't
are
there a
on
license
there.
agreement when you create an account on this platform? Isn't there an agreement?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Term
it?
of services. TOS.
There you go. Doesn't that kind of cover that? Saying, hey, don't do stupid shit with our shit because we will not protect you. Essentially.
and just like those, there's even things to say that say, hey, this isn't our fault. Like Xbox Live, that shit came out, and everyone's just talking shit all the time. Doesn't matter what's going on, and
What do you
Xbox
got?
is like, hey, this is you guys
Well,
deciding
it
to get
says-
on there.
That's on y'all.
It says online interactions are not rated by the ESRB.
Like, we are not
What that
liable
means-
with this shit.
I mean, we don't know what somebody's gonna say to you, and we can't do nothing about it.
So then all these
Watch yourself.
other sites like Twitter and Parlors, I bet they have that in their TOS saying, hey, don't do this dumb shit. Because they can regulate it on there. They see everything that's being written out and talked about. When it's they probably have all the voice recordings on Xbox Live, but they already told you, hey, this is your shit, not our shit.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's getting in trouble. Facebook got in trouble for it not too long ago, recently, now, currently, always. Similar things.
Always in trouble.
Yes. So that's kind of the question right now, is if these organizations or these companies are aware that people are using the platforms to network and create this radicalization to create, well, I mean, some people wouldn't argue that they're being radicalized, and that's kind of like people would defend their choice to drink the Kool-Aid. You know, people would defend their choice to wear Nikes and kill themselves because they think an alien's coming to save them. Like, people will defend their position in the craziest of the most insane places. People will still defend their position. So I just don't think a person's desire to be right is necessarily overriding of the actual outcome of this. So when people go, I was just going to the rally just to like chill and hang out and see what's up, but you ended up breaking into the Capitol. At a certain point, you're kind of like, as an adult, responsible for your own actions.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you also have to be responsible to acknowledge that you're being fucked. You have to be responsible to say like, oh shit, like maybe everything I believe and listen to is leading me down this dark path, because you have to at a certain point realize it's fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. Like, bro, you flew on a fucking Wednesday to DC. You got on a plane on a fucking Wednesday. On a Wednesday to DC to do this shit because you thought it was that important. Because maybe you thought it would make a difference. Because maybe you thought Biden wouldn't be president. Like, you legit thought you guys could storm the Capitol and stop this vote. And then you have to realize that if you're wrong, if there was no voter tampering, if they do check the signatures and all the evidence to prove that this was a legit and fair election, and that every single person who's brought an argument upon court has, all those court cases have been dismissed, and we haven't seen any progress since that initial rush of bullshit claims, and that people have taken back their claims because apparently you could just make a claim and not get in trouble. All these things that had such little validation that people put so much weight in, eventually led them to one day being in front of the Capitol to just dig their heels in, to just continuously believe the bullshit, to just continuously not want to admit that they were just wrong, that these are our friends, that these are just regular people. These are not people who grew up any very much different than us. They're our neighbors. They're our people that we go and see at the grocery store. They've all been managed to even just a little bit believe the bullshit. And I always wonder who's seeding this? Who is seeding this information? Who is seeding this to the 4chan? Who is seeding this to Facebook? Who is seeding this to Parler? Because somebody has to make those memes. Somebody has to create these stories. Somebody has to create these YouTube videos. And I think a lot of times people will see a well-produced YouTube video that grabs all this bullshit information from 4chan that they don't really know where that's coming from, but it makes sense in their mind. And then they put it to like scary music. And now you've influenced like 10,000, 20,000 people. And then they go and then they start talking about these things. And then a friend will go watch that video and be like, oh, yeah. And then they'll get influenced. And it just spreads and spreads and spreads and spreads. And, you know, there's just no accountability for being wrong for these people. And I think that's what stresses me out the most. It's just people are wrong
One
and they
thing,
can't admit it.
one thing I did
A lot of
like.
them are damaged people.
Mhm.
I actually know someone who became a QAnon. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't want to call her a friend, but someone I knew decently. And I just know she started posting stuff, all this weird stuff. And then she kind of sent me a video. It's like, oh, you should watch this. It was all that QAnon. It was like a recruitment video almost.
Oh, jeez.
And I kept trying to crack her brain about it. Like, you believe all this stuff? It's like, I choose to believe what I want, kind of thing. And she had a traumatizing event not too long before this that she had told me about. Not in great detail, but the gist of it is she was attacked by somebody she was close to, and it kind of broke her and put her in a displaced place kind of mindset. And then all this stuff happened.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that about a lot of the female followers that I've known that have become incredibly strong QAnon people, and I mean like not like fringe believers of Trump, but like straight up QAnon people. They've all been molested. They've all been like, and I understand unfortunately, a lot of people, a lot of women have had have been raped. I mean, it's just reality. It's fucked up. But in this case, like the Save the Children movement was big for them. And it's big, and it's big for, I think for them it was because they had an experience, and they want to fix it.
Yeah, I think these groups. I mean, there's plenty of different groups other than QAnon, but as an example, they prey on the person of this mindset, where I won't say damaged goods, but like someone who's damaged from something in their past, and you'll see that there's a lot of common ground. Whether it be the single dad whose wife cheated on him and then left him, probably a ton of those kind of guys in there.
Divorce dad energy, buddy.
Divorce dad energy, yeah, and that's a real thing. Like these people get preyed on,
yeah, and
by all sorts of entities.
One thing that I picked up from Hassan's streams too is that these people shouldn't be left alone to just think about this stuff on their own, because that's when it's most dangerous. They're believing in this stuff, and then everyone that's like, no, what are you doing? Like, don't do that. Like they start to give up on these people because they start saying like, oh, we can't get them out of there anymore. It's like, cause it's a cult, and it's by the time they see that they're on DC getting shot and dying for this one fucker who doesn't even give a shit about them, it's too late. Like, it's so dumb that they have to be pushed away because of these things. Like, I understand, like they're saying a lot of shit you don't want to hear, but it's like, don't give up on these people because they could end up dying, just like that poor San Diego woman who just happened to fall into that trap.
Yeah, and you know what's absolutely fucking psychotic when you really fucking think about it is the absolute lack of empathy that these people who have incited this shit have for the people that died that day.
Yeah,
just absolute fucking lack of empathy for what it is that they've built towards and what happened and people died. And it could have been so much fucking worse. If the cops had treated them like they treated the BLM protesters, there would have been bullets flying. It would have been
mayhem.
It would have been so many more dead bodies. It would have been such a fucking mess. They were waiting for it. And I contend this, and I'll say this in defense of the police people that were there that day. And even though I understand that a large portion of police service of officers are Trump supporters, or at least voted Trump, I'll say this: I don't think that they were necessarily teamed up with them. I don't think necessarily that, even though they probably are on Parlor, even though they probably knew about this plan, even though they knew that this is all going to happen, I wouldn't necessarily say that they were like, hey, show up, we'll open the gates for you. I don't think it went that far. But what I will say is that they were there. They saw the people in front of them that they interact with online, and they knew absolutely what they were capable of. They knew absolutely what they were about to do. They knew exactly what kind of armaments they had. They knew exactly how willing they were to start pulling triggers as long as somebody else threw the first punch.
Yeah.
And they knew deep down inside that these people wanted to be tested, that these people wanted to shoot a shot, that these people wanted to start civil war.
I wish a motherfucker would.
I wish a motherfucker would. And they knew that, and they were like, nah, just fucking let him in. Like, I'm not about to die today.
Yeah.
Versus how they treat black people. Can you believe that shit? With full confidence that they are not going to get shot up, they started pepper spraying and clubbing.
Even
against a bigger crowd than that.
Even when the lady got shot, they was like, "Oh shit! All right, what else? Fucking, let's go. Let's keep on getting." Like, they still got in. They still got into that area where that lady got shot.
Yeah. It's crazy.
They didn't give a fuck.
It's wild.
I feel like we care more about this dead lady. That I think it's fucked up that lady had to die for this, and then they still don't give a shit about their own fucking people that are trying to support them and get there.
Did you guys hear how quick? And in the beginning, they're using her as a martyr, saying she died for the cause and all that stuff. And then how quick it switched to, oh no, she was Antifa. She.
They're saying that about her.
Yep, there's some Parlor stuff that screenshots of people doing that before it got shut down. How quick? And the thing is, and that happens a lot. Like it goes from let's do this, yeah, we're all doing this, to like, oh, that wasn't us, that was somebody else. Like the narrative changes so quick.
It fits to whatever they're trying to push.
Virus.
That wasn't any of my people that were down there. Those look like patriotic Americans to you.
They were all actors. I can't believe when I heard that shit. I thought it was a fucking joke. There were really people pushing that there were actors who were the ones that stormed and got in. Mind you, these people getting arrested, and you see their background. You see, it's there.
Yeah.
Well, people can't swallow the pill that they've been supporting these radicalized actors who are down for violence, even though they aren't, even though like the people who are supporting them aren't, and even though some people who are supporting them denounce this, they don't see that they are the exact people that are supporting and
benefiting
and
benefiting
and encouraging, and it's like, well, we can protest without violence, absolutely, but these people decided not to because they were stand down, stand by, because they were, all these fucking guys are cosplaying. These motherfuckers are showing up with like armor, like they're gonna go to an airsoft match after this. Like, the fuck do you think they want to do? Like people are showing up looking like a skin from Call of Duty. Like, what? And then with
another thing that I saw all this info coming out is that some of these sites paid these people. They did get paid to go out there. Like,
of course,
they had to sign up for like on this one of these sites. Like, hey, you want to go out and go to the probe test and be a true patriotic American? Here's hotel, here's money, here's food and lodging. Go ahead, go out there and represent us as best as you can as a true American. And like, fucking hot garbage.
I'm taking that money and gone home and investing in some stocks.
And then a bunch of fucking people get all these fucking PPP loans because of the coronavirus, and they're accepting all this money even though we don't want to be socialists and communists. They're fucking taking all these government grants.
Yeah, and it's just the CEOs and billionaires aren't out there. They're not in those front lines. Like, these people aren't even fighting for themselves. That's like the really painful part. But again, that's beyond any of this. Like, you could say that they're really just upset that democracy is being destroyed because of a stolen election, and then or that didn't happen, or the confidence that Trump speaks with is unfounded. It's egotistical. It's based on his winning desire and inability to accept loss. It could just be based on that as well. And you could be terribly wrong and terribly mistaken. And if you are, then what are you going to do about it? How are you going to just apologize to everybody? Be like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry I was so batshit crazy for all these years. Like, what the fuck happened to me? No, you're not. You're just going to go quiet. You're just going to fucking dig in. It's one that says it. This is only two options for these people. And again, like I understand people say don't give up on these people. I understand
It's
people
hard.
say
Yeah.
it's really hard. It's really, really, really hard. Especially like I have friends who are like 1 minute very rational, very like, oh fuck, are you serious? Especially like after that audio of Trump like begging for votes, like, hey, just fucking give us the votes.
Just find them.
Just give us
find
the
them.
votes.
I'm pretty sure you can find the votes somewhere.
I haven't heard that
Crying like
yet.
a bitch. Fuck him.
I haven't heard that yet.
He wasn't actually sobbing,
Yeah, but he might as well have been.
he was-
He might as well have been.
But he's like on a fucking phone call begging for voter fraud. And it's like, where is your, as a Trump supporter, where's your barrier of decency that you have for your support, the person you support versus everyone else on the planet? Like are they equal? No, they are not. They are not even fucking close, because that recording alone of him begging for voter fraud, which is what that was, that should have been it, but it doesn't fucking matter. And that's what I mean. If you can't hold this man accountable, why should I trust your judgment about everyone else? Why?
Fake news.
Because he says shit that makes you feel good? No. You can't take one and ignore the other. I'm sorry. You fucking can't. And again, I am not one to defend all of our politicians and say that they're all great people. I am not even one to defend the Democratic Party. They're fucking pussies because they fucking let this shit happen for so long without like calling people out on it because they didn't want to rock the boat.
Because they're not gonna. We have to help the other side, because the other side is gonna help us pass along this bill that I need to. Shut the fuck up. Just call this shit out, and you're gonna get so much support if someone says all this shit that's that's happening right now is bullshit. We call out this person, and I think that's what's sort of happening right now with some of these politicians that are calling everyone out. But no one listens. Yeah. No one's listening. It's just yelling into the void. There's too much. There's too much to talk
shit
about.
Going on.
Yeah, like right now, Slug brought up the Georgia voter fraud. No one gives a shit anymore, right? Like, it's a blip of what fucking all the bullshit that happened in the last week and a half.
Yeah, and these people just get you conditioned to the craziest shit. They just get you conditioned to like the wildest fucking fantasies that these people fucking have. That if anything is normal, then it's a lie. It has to be fucking like, like these people are done having normal sex. Like if they can't orgasm unless their like nipples are tied to the ceiling and their toenails are getting clipped and there's a dog
get electrocuted with a battery.
Yeah.
And then drop on a loudspeaker. Oh my god! He said America again! It's so huge! Oh my god!
These people are just extreme. They need everything to be fucking buck wild, or they can't accept it as truth. Because politics is supposed to be fucking boring. The shit is supposed to be uninteresting.
I miss the days when I didn't give a shit about politics. During like, I'm pretty sure there was some crazy shit that happened before all this. But I was just never paying attention. And now that I'm stuck at home and fucking there's no new TV, I'm paying attention to politics because that's the new hotness of the season. And politics is all fucked up, man.
The most unpredictable show.
Yeah.
American democracy.
Fucking season 2020 was ridiculous, but 2021 is fucking topping it right now. Holy shit!
Started off with a bang.
What a season premiere!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know, and I'll be honest, like I always I'm really doubtful for second seasons. I'm always like they hit magic with the first one. The second season, it's just like they weren't ready for it. They didn't know what they're gonna do. But no, this second season is definitely off to a great start. It's fucking mayhem, bro.
God.
A year ago, we were planning our one chip challenge, and here we are now.
Great.
So should we get down to lighter stuff to close this fucking shit show the week?
Any last sayings for this thing before moving on?
Nope.
Just in case anyone's wondering, fuck everyone who did that shit, but try to help out these fuckers somehow. Try to have the olive branch.
Don't give up on your people.
Yeah, on the people you know, not on those fuckers out there. The people you know. There's a difference.
Okay,
you can ignore solicitors trying to convince you, a target or some shit.
This is real.
I'm lucky that I have no one that's I have to be like that with. So if you need me to tell someone, I'll tell them. Like, look, I know, I get it. Shit's weird, but have you seen? There's so much other things to not be mad about. Look at this side over here. What are your other?
See Mandalorian.
Give me any other interest, and then we could pull you into liking that.
We're all gonna coalesce on Mandalorian. So I'm not done yet with season 2, but I'm almost done. Dwayne, have you seen it?
I am all caught up.
Woo!
Okay. So we're not gonna talk spoilers. Don't.
It's so good.
We're not gonna talk spoilers. So don't leave if you are afraid of that. If you haven't watched season 2, there's Baby Yoda. I mean, fuck, how can you avoid that shit?
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
But it's been a very interesting and incredible show in the sense that I feel they've done so much to revolutionize the show making process. And Edgar and I were talking about this, how instead of green screens, they've been using huge LED walls.
Dude, I love
to
it. So cool.
To create backgrounds with like motion aware cameras. So when they move the camera, the background moves appropriately. So instead of green screen, they're just projecting the world in front of the actors.
No more of those. No more green screens are gone. Look at that. That's what Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 were made on those fucking green screens.
And that technology alone has been like so much to talk about. I mean, if you see the videos, if you have a chance to YouTube that to see how they do it and how incredible it looks and feels, it's like they figured out this technology. They figured out this way to do it. And I feel like this is the next big step in like production, because with the one thing I've noticed about we lost Dwayne.
No.
The one thing
Sorry.
The one thing I noticed about the show is that it looks like a movie. You know, it looks like it just looks like a movie. It looks like you're watching a movie, not a show.
If I didn't know about all the behind the scenes stuff, I would think that all of this is filmed on location. Like there's some place with all these places that have it, you know, and like because that's how real it looks to me. Is like all the crazy ass deserts and the like they went to space to fucking film this shit. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what Tesla was really working on, right? There's to get to these planets so we could film TV shows.
First thing we do.
So one thing is that it's the thing that they use. It's all built in the Unreal Engine, and it's all like video game stuff. So they're like, so all the actors too, they could see like, oh yeah, we have to go that way towards that mountain, and like they don't have to like fuck around and be like and pretend it's over there. Like they're like, oh, can you guys move a mountain over there? Like, yeah, we need one. Yeah, okay. Then they fucking shift an asset and just put in that mountain down.
Computer.
All right, cool. All right, we're ready to film this fucking 12-hour long sunset scene. Let's go, guys. It's crazy. I love it.
Technology.
Yeah, it's fucking impressive. It's smart. It's so clever. It's so well executed. And I'm like, oh, that's why this fucking show looks so damn good. Like I can't think of a single show that looks that good all the time.
The second season really stepped
like,
it up. It really spent some moolah on that second season.
Mm.
I know you don't know.
There was
yet.
like
You'll see soon, Smunk.
there's like a like I guess you know the interior, like one of the examples they use, you know that interior where he the person who gives him the mission to go get Yoda.
Oh yeah. One of the first episodes. First episode.
It's like that room. It's that room, and then there's like the stormtroopers are coming in, and they're like hanging out, and that room is fake. None of that's there. There's like one piece of furniture.
Yeah.
And the rest is computer generated. The
Oh,
walls, the windows.
Just the actors and the table. That's all that's real. And on Baby Yoda. By the way, the practical effects are also really good too. Like the Baby Yoda, how he's the fucking most lovable, cutest thing in the galaxy. He could do no wrong.
Well, I will say this about the show. This is general comments, so no spoilers. This show could have done without Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. It totally could have been a good show, and it would have been probably pretty close to the same show, even without Baby Yoda. Because it's always like serious context and mood and music and tone and character development and like story driven and history, and then cut to Baby Yoda doing something cute. And then to like firefights,
he just ate a lizard.
And, like,
look at him.
like story development and like world traveling, and like here's Yoda doing something cute, and then back to like other stuff like that matters to the story and to the progression of these characters, and he's like, and then wait, hold on, show Yoda real quick, and then go back. It's just it's so blatant. It's so
genius.
It's so blatant and forced, and it works because he's cute as shit. Like I'm not gonna fucking argue against being Yoda.
That's a clone trooper.
This
is a clone trooper.
Regular, yeah. So yeah, I just thought it was a great fucking show. I think it's really funny how they use Yoda.
That show, like, not only did it get me like back into Star Wars, like this weekend I saw a bunch of Star Wars stuff. Like I went through season 1 of that, and then there's a behind the scenes like documentary on everything, on like the directors, on the crazy room, on the actors, on the set pieces, on the practical effect. Like every one of those it's an own episode. So I watched all that, and then season 2 comes out, so I watched all of season 2, and I'm like, I need my fix. So I started watching 1977 like behind the scenes stuff to see how they made all the Star Wars from back then, and like even that shit seemed like fucking incredible. Like every time like a Star Wars like franchise comes out, they push like how far like technology is. So they didn't have all those they didn't have the ingenuity to build like fucking 6-foot long models and like, all right, we're gonna destroy this thing and then put it into film, and then we're gonna make fucking, oh my god, something. Here we go. One of my favorite things that they did in Star Wars and the original trilogy is they would film stuff, but the thing that they would do to make it look incredible is that they have all these paintings on glass. So all the paintings on glass would be on top of the stuff they were filming. So it looks like they have 1,000 stormtroopers. There's a couple of them there, but everything else is just painted. And you're seeing the painting, you're like, oh yeah, how did they do this? And you see it like, oh my god, I love it. Oh, I love it so much.
It's so fucking clever.
Like I don't care about the Star Wars story, but just all the stuff to make Star Wars, I think is even more incredible.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, I like that score. It has a good score.
Oh, and then the score is amazing. Every episode has its own score based on what they're doing in that episode. So there's an example where they're going to a little village and they bring out the fucking lute to bring out the fucking the theme on that one. So it's like fucking, it's so intense, and then that episode comes in and like do 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 do. It's so like medieval time, like Renaissance music. I'm like, what are you guys doing with this? And I'm in there. I'm in there.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a good job. It's a good show. I understand the hype. It's good. Like I said, I think like what it looks like on the surface is not exactly like what the show's about. I think people just focus on the cuteness and the chicky nuggies and I don't know, man. It's a good show. It's fun. I can't wait to finish it.
Why do you hate Punchline?
Carla and I have been watching it. Huh?
That season finale. The sound. I'm just thinking of the music in the season finale.
Yeah,
You'll know.
we'll get there.
It's good.
We'll get there.
Rocky music?
And apparently Mandalorian uses a sexy bedroom voice. That's what we found out in an article today.
I read that. Today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid sexy Mando.
So they can't use it with children. For context, he can't. This is. He doesn't think. He thinks the voice without the helmet and everything sounds too sexual.
Because okay, so the story goes that wherever he goes, people will go like, "Hey, look at him! Look at who he is!" And then I guess it's like children or somebody. I think it's his kids, right? Or somebody says like, "Oh,
younger fans.
Who's this guy?" Yeah, and then everybody's like, "I don't know who that is."
It's the Viper.
Because
the Viper from Game of Thrones, right? Hey, you got your eyes back. What the fuck?
And the actor is obviously without his helmet. Like, it's kind of hard to convince people that he's Mandalorian, but he can't do that voice, the Mandalorian voice, around kids because it's too sexy. Oh no, too sexy.
Had a bad experience or something. Somebody must have yelled at him once. He did it once, and somebody's mom got pissed. Like, what the fuck are you talking about kid like that for? He's like, oh god, I can't do this again.
I was just doing Mando.
I was just doing. That's what I do.
He told me to do it.
Like
he told me to. He told me to.
No, it's from the show. I'm an actor. I do it. Like, fuck you, you fucking.
I ain't ever seen you on no show.
I
And I watch them all.
Again,
No, it's
beat
me.
Your ass.
This is me. Look, this is me. Right here. Woo.
You know,
my
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna listen
All
to
right,
it.
we're
Right
gonna leave it on that. Well, next week I'll definitely come back and we will have finished watching it this weekend for sure because each episode is a little fun-sized bite.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were
I
telling me?
think we have like 3 left.
Is that what you were telling me,
I'll
that
see
they're easy to digest episodes? The short, easy to digest.
They're so
episodes?
fucking fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's just I'm always it's over. Like
They're not though. They're long episodes.
no, they're 30 minutes.
But
not
depends.
Not in the second season.
Depends. Fluctuates.
Hold on, 1 second.
You didn't even realize. That's what I'm
So
saying.
Slug, I don't know if you know this, but when I was going hardcore, like watching it at fucking 12:05 because I had to like finish getting my food ready before I watch it, you know, like you have to make sure you got the chicken nuggies before you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm trying to click it, I'm trying to not look at the screen. So I don't see what the screenshot is, and it's so hard, Slug. It's so hard. but while that's happening, you always fuck up and you see the time, and you go, "Fuck, only 35 minutes. Last week it was fucking 37. Where are my 2 minutes?"
So 35 to 39 it looks like, so not too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Felt longer.
Yeah.
There's a couple in there doing that. Are there.
really woo.
The whistle strong.
Good show. I'm having a good time. They're fun. I don't know some of the stuff they're saying because I haven't watched everything, but I like all the cartoons and whatnot.
That's still my biggest gripe about
I haven't
it.
either, but I followed. I was able to keep up.
I started watching Clone Wars.
Oh, I can't.
Switcheroo.
Yeah.
How you like it?
I like it. I'm in season 3 now. I'm about to jump to season 4.
Clone Wars?
Yeah, it's good.
I am on finished episode 2. For sure finished episode 1. I don't know if I finished episode 2. But it's really like holy shit. As in like you forget that people die in Star Wars. there is death in Star Wars. That's a sort of one of the main things. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the first scenes is fucking Luke seeing his dead uncle and auntie just fucking all skeleton and burnt up on the ground and shit. I'm like, oh yeah,
That's right.
That happened.
How about this little detail?
Even if you want to go back to the prequels, Anakin's mom was kidnapped. He didn't know his dad is, right? Wasn't that the deal?
Yeah, his mom was taken by the Tusken
Slaved
Raiders.
out.
And
yeah,
then,
so they slaved her out for a while.
well, she had a
She had
good
dreams about it.
She had a good life for a little bit, you know.
She did.
She was like because Watto, I couldn't afford her no more, you know. That Watto was there.
She was my best.
Annie. She was my bottom bitch, you know. So he ran into some hard times and he had to sell her and he sold her to the milk farm or whatever the hell not a milk farm. It's something. No, that's the Tusken Raiders.
Oh no, that's where she got taken from.
Yeah, to Uncle Beru and Aunt May, and then and then that's when she got taken by the Tusken Raiders.
She got snatched up.
And then Anakin and little Annie, he went in and just that's when I murdered them all, and I just slashed and I fucked them all up, all of them,
killing villages, killing children.
So
horrible character.
So then, do we get married now, or do we bang it out and have a little Luke and Leia? Yeah, you ready? That's the conversation. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
The adult show. All right, let's wrap it up. Like,
I was gonna say, I saw an episode. Besides that episode of Clone Wars, I saw an episode of the X-Men anime. And
oh yeah, I saw the first one too.
That X-Men anime is very, very anime.
Very anime. That was my first initial thought. I was like, this is very anime. And I kind of pushed myself through it, and at the end I was like, I'm pleased with this. Very anime.
All the anime angles.
Right? It's got all the tropes.
Yep.
But the thing that solidified it to me that it was anime, I put the English on and then I put the subtitles on. None of it matches. None of it. It's two different stories going on. Like, huh?
Who translated this?
That's not what he said at all. That doesn't even make sense.
But they always go with like the opposite. So they're talking about Cyclops. They'll say Scott, and then the bottom they'll say Cyclops. So like, I don't think the people reading know that Cyclops is Scott or something. So but it was good. It was a fun anime to watch. There's a lot of intense like close-ups and anime lines everywhere, and lots of flames, lots of flashing. Chung, chung, chung.
Was there gratuitous anime titties?
Storm.
There'll be more. Storm.
In the first episode.
You're not. See, you
I don't like her voice.
It escalates the gratuitous anime.
But the thing is, it's not like
voluptuousness.
It's like Storm's talking, and it's this. It's here, and it starts to go down. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Yeah.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as a lot of anime.
Oh no, it could be a lot worse, but
it's gonna get worse. If you keep watching, it's gonna get worse a little bit. But then it doesn't. Once it gets worse, you're like, okay, it's worse, and then it'll go down a little bit. But so sprinkle it in there every once in a while. This titty.
Oh, we gotta keep them interested. We gotta show these anime titties.
Like they do screenings of it. They're like, okay, the guy was dozing off around here. Throw a titty shot in right there.
And then
Storm's not in the scene.
Storm's not even in the scene.
Flash somebody. Just flashback.
Flashback.
Like, I don't care how you do it. Make it work.
If we don't have anime titties, how is this even an anime?
I'm glad. You know what I like most about it?
What you got?
There's no Jubilee. Get Jubilee away from me. Finally. Thank you. Give me X-Men without Jubilee.
Oh, my complaint is Beast looks like a furry.
I gotta see this shit.
He looks like a dog. Like I'm used to 90s X-Men that Beast, And this guy, he's like
Yeah.
fucking snout
Yeah,
and
super snout.
Yeah.
Human, like he's a human ever.
he's
That man
like
stands on 2
he's
feet.
beefy. He's ready to fuck whatever comes his way. Like,
Yeah, but he's super chill. He's super chill in this one. He's
Oh,
super
yeah.
chill in the last one, but I guess he's the same character. Never mind. Beast's the same.
He looks more like a beast than a
Yeah.
human.
more beast than human. He looks very anime,
Very.
Yeah.
right?
He definitely
Our
looks
X-Men
more
beast was very American looking. This one, he's Japanese.
This guy was a professor talking about octopuses and microphones and shit.
They,
That was great. That part was fucking
You know what
great.
makes a furry?
What up?
You know what makes a furry?
Yeah.
Is the snout.
The
Yeah.
The
snout.
snout. That's what makes a furry. You see that shit moving and talking and human? That's a fucking furry.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
it's
God.
the mascot, and then mascot's fine, and then snout. Oh no.
Yeah. I would say keep watching, get through it. It's rewarding at the end.
I'll
say that.
probably bust a couple episodes tonight. I'm done.
Yeah.
Very rewarding.
All right.
Is it over?
Calling it now? Are we really calling it now?
I think so. I think we're good to call it.
In case you forgot, this was the Getting Belligerent podcast, where every week friends get together to argue about everything and everyone and people that are terrible all over the world. We are live every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific right here on Twitch. Release the podcast every Tuesday morning on GameBelligerent.com and wherever podcasts are available. Slunk, where might those podcasts be available?
They might be available on Stitcher, Podcast, iTunes, and Spotify.
And we also post to YouTube so you can view this whenever you want.
If anybody thinks we're wrong and wants to fight us or have a civil discussion, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Thank you very much, and I love you. We'll be back tomorrow with Media Share Tuesday.
Woo!
Get your things ready.
Oh.
I love you.